what you would do in practice. How did that work out for you?
You know, I think we started the game off, and we were communicating better, and we were playing with better pad level and running, and all those things we've been emphasizing, the kids kind of bought it, and we started to see it. And I think, you know, through the first couple quarters and into the third quarter, we were doing a nice job, but I think in the fourth quarter we didn't do as good a job of the communicating and the getting off blocks and running.
Now on Sunday during the films, do you go back and you reinforce why the communication is so important?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. We'll go back. We left a lot of room for improvement on the field. So we'll go back and we'll make a list of those plays. Monday morning we'll see the players. We'll go over those things. We'll hammer them. And then we'll develop some drills in practice to try to reinforce it again, to try to keep getting better.
Don, you played a lot of personnel today too. That design to keep guys fresh and just to get some different looks for players in there?
Yeah, you know, we're rotating different groups in. We had a kind of several packages, and we were rotating some different guys. And part of that was to keep guys fresh, and then there was some mashup things we were trying to do. So it was a combination of both.
Was that a change you wanted to make this week, or what changes did you want to make that you can now talk about?
Yeah, no, the biggest change this week was we needed to communicate. I mean, it was really the fundamental, the communication and then running to the ball, and we were better at that. It showed up at practice. We saw evidence on the field, and then, you know, as we just looked at the game plan, there was a couple other packages we wanted to get in, versus personnel, and so we rotated some guys in that way. But a lot of it was to keep it fresh, and the other part was to try to match some personnel.
You know, you've been involved in a lot of wins, including this year. How does this one feel, Don? Knowing that for about 45 minutes, your unit played really well.
You know,
can you come out of it saying, hey, we can be a good defense?
You know, I think what we will take away from this game is that when we put it together, we have a chance to be pretty good. I mean, we still left some plays out there. There's still some things we didn't do right. But overall, there's enough evidence to take back to the players and go, look, guys, when we do it right, when we put it together, when we communicate, when we can visually see it and you guys do it right, it works. And now we have something to build on.
Coach, right before the half, Brett Hundley had that long touchdown run right before the end of the half. And then in the second half, he came out, didn't look like he was able to run the ball as well. What adjustments were made there? You
know, the biggest adjustments, we were playing some coverages where we had everyone back. Everyone was off actually into the coverages. And, you know, when he saw that no under coverage, he took off running. And so the second half, we played a little more zones, and we changed up how we were rushing so those lanes weren't there.
Joe Walker had himself another day, and I think that's probably part of it. He keeps having big games more frequently. What can you say about his play today and sort of how he's developed this season?
You know, I haven't had a chance to evaluate the film, but at times Joe flashed. And, you know, the nice thing about Joe is he's continued to work hard, and he's playing, he's in the rotation playing more, and he's still showing up. So really excited about where Joe is, and we just need Joe to continue to progress. You know, obviously he's a junior, so next year, we need him to be that guy, that solo guy.
Is there a most satisfying moment for you today as a defensive coordinator that stands out?
Just when the game was over and we won. I mean, the biggest thing to me was that we won, and actually that the kids, the things they practiced and the way they practiced showed up on the field. And so that's the most satisfying thing. That we can go back to our players and go, hey guys, you had a great week of practice. Here are the things we stressed. You took them on the field. You performed them. There's evidence, and it worked. And hopefully we can continue to build and build and build from there.
UCLA had 2 really long drives in the second half, attempting field goals. How big was that in looking back at the game?
Oh, anytime you can stop someone and hold them to a field goal, it's huge. Because those touchdowns, when you look at the scoreboard, those touchdowns also add momentum. And so to hold someone to a field goal is almost like a stop, in certain respects.
Especially in this league.
In this league and in college football today. I mean, turn on TV, there's points, a lot of points being scored. So anytime you can hold someone to a field goal, it's a good thing.
How do you evaluate, I know you haven't watched the film yet, but D-line without Armstead in the second half last week looked like he was a big key. Why he was out was a big key why Arizona had some success. Today, you don't have him the whole game, and yet get some pressure, get some stops. What can you say about the D-line?
I think some of those other guys are starting to show up. I think Austin's doing a good job. I think Tui, from practice, I've got to evaluate the film, but based on practice, Austin's been doing some good things. Tui's been doing some good things. TJ Daniels has been doing some good things. So it's good that we're developing that depth. You know, to make it through the season, it's going to take more than just the starters, and it's good to see that we can function and be successful if someone's missing, someone as important as Armstead.
It's a 1 week season, as you guys always say, but in the moment, what does this win signify for you, for this defense, for this team to not get the second loss to keep going forward?
You know, we just looked at it as we needed to go out and play. We were trying to build, and we're trying to build this program and really build it. So for us, it's just we can play really good if we take all the things we're practicing and put them on the field, and that's what it was. And so it's just evidence, and more than anything, it's we can go back, put on the film, show the kids, hey, here it is. You can see you guys signaling and communicating. Here's the result. It's good, and then hopefully we can keep building. That's the whole thing. We just got to keep building and building and building.
A little happier film session this week than last?
Nope.
No happier?
No, I mean, it's happy from the standpoint we won, but there's still a lot of plays we left on the field. So it's happy, but a lot of things we can correct.
Absolutely.
Don, this was a dramatic